Okay, let's try this again, and hopefully my phone won't fall and we won't have the same issues. Welcome back to Painted. Maury Curtis Dunbar. We are embracing Halloween, but we're working on Christmas projects. So I am going to, since we had our moment before where the camera fell and I'm restarting. So we're not going to chat long. I will once again review what we've done. Yesterday, we started these cups. We sanded them. This one I think was pink to begin with. So it was sanded, then painted with set coat after it's all cleaned off. Oh, thank you, Desiree. Poor Desiree. I've been trying to help her with some stuff today, and I don't know whether I actually ever gave her a real answer or not. So we sanded this to get any of the coatings off and to give a little tooth, wiped it down with denatured alcohol, then applied set coat as our base paint, applied our Artsyville foil adhesive, and let it all cure up for at least an hour so that we could get the foil released on here beautifully. Hey Sharon, great. You're in Louisiana. It's a lot warmer down there than it is here. It was 37 degrees when I woke up this morning. So we released the foil on here, and then we used foil adhesive to add the glitter and the mica around the rim. So it looks sort of like a frosted cocktail. You know what this looks like? When you dip a piece of fruit in sugar and use that as decoration. I was going for snow, but I kind of love the sugary iced look. All right, so we're gonna flip this down and hopefully the phone won't fall out of the tripod again. As you all know, I have my issues with tripods and they don't love me. Okay, so the first one we're gonna work on is this cup. And this one was also painted pink. And we've primed it with our set coat gravel gray, and then applied, what did I do? I'm sorry, my brain's dead. It's the end of the day. I applied Artsyville foil adhesive. So we've got that all over there. Now there's a little bit of glitter because I did all this yesterday that I was messing with. So I might have some poor, less charming release at the bottom where the glitter is. I'm not gonna mess with that glitter because if I mess with it, I'll make it worse. So I'm going to take a piece. Now, like I said, I put the foil adhesive on here yesterday, so it's been curing overnight, which means I have got a good firm tack. But I could come back to this with the Artsyville adhesive and do it again. Like I could, if I left this sitting here, I'm sorry, I'm stuttering again. If I left this sitting here for a year, I could still come back and foil this. Granted, it would be dusty and messy and gritty, but the adhesive never loses tack, which means once you've put your foil on one way or the other, you have to find a way to seal it. Sometimes I roll things in glitter, sometimes I top coat. It's just a matter of what I feel like doing. All right, so we're using our Ramsey's Roses foil. This is a fabric-friendly foil, and then foils, if you're not familiar with them, have a pretty side that shows you the pattern that you want to release, and a not pretty side, which basically is usually white, beige, or some interpretation in an uninteresting way of the pattern from the front. You can see there's a little bit of the roses showing. I hope I cut a big enough piece. I'm going to take my cup, and I'm going to set it down in there. Now I'm going to take the foil, and I'm going to try to wrap it around here smoothly. I rarely get it right. I don't ever get a perfectly smooth release, but that's okay because those of you who are a lot better controlled than I am probably will. Now you can see I've got the whole cup wrapped up in it. And I'm going to first I'm going to rub it with my hands because the heat from my hands will help release it. And this is something, actually Desiree, who's watching, we were working on this with her before. She's got some foil that she cannot get to release well, no matter what she does. So we're trying some new techniques. And the biggest thing with foil when it doesn't want to release as nicely as you'd like it, is to make sure it's at least room temperature. And by room temperature, I mean like 70 degrees. I don't mean if you keep your house at 65 or 58, that's not room temperature. That makes the foils cold.
foils don't like to release well when they're cold. So if you're finding you've got a foil that's not releasing well, A, check the temperature of the room that you're working in, because that can affect it. B, check the temperature of where you're storing your foils. If you're working in your house and you're storing your foils in the garage, you're going to have cold foils. So make sure you keep your foils at room temperature. If you can't do that, make sure at least the foil you want to work with, you've put near a warm surface. Like, don't put it on the radiator, you don't want it to melt, but put it near a warm place to keep that, to get the whole roll warm through. And if you're still struggling, also try using a hair dryer on low and blow it on the foil as you're trying to release it, because foils were originally designed to be released with heat. So, like I've said, they don't like cold. They don't like to be chilly. Not at least for the releasing. Once you've got them released, they don't care. All right, let's roll this back. Oh, that's cute. Okay, first of all, how cute is that? Now, let me go back down here. There are spots, like I said, I got a little bit of bad release happening here because why? I had glitter. See, the reason that's all like that? Yeah, that's the glitter that stuck to the glue. That, or the adhesive, or whatever I can remember to call it today. And my texture's a little funky on here. Why? Right here. Because the glitter blew right there. See? Glitter there. There's actually, you almost see a little pattern of glitter on that. So I don't worry about it because I know I'm going to put more stuff on here. I'm going to make it more interesting, and it's not going to hurt a darn thing. Now, I originally had planned to epoxy these on camera tonight. That's not happening. I have a giant fly that's been buzzing around here for a day, and I haven't been able to kill it. And I know. How do I know? Because it's happened so many times before. If I put the epoxy on this tonight with the fly buzzing around, I will come back tomorrow and there will be a big dead fly glued to him. So we're going to wait until I can kill that fly, which means I'll have to come back and do it another day. Now, what I've done here, you can see I've got my cup with that gorgeous Ramsey's Roses silver on here. And we're going to put a few words on our cups. Now, this is backwards for you. But what I did up on my Cricut Maker, I cut out Christmas Joy. Or, no, what does it say? Sorry, not Christmas. Winter Joy. We have Winter Joy, we have Noel, and then I think we have a Celebrate cup. So we're going to kind of cover all of them today. Hey, Minetta, nice to see you. Okay, so let's hope I've got this well enough burnished down. So when you cut these things up, the reason they give you this is they want you to make sure that you have burnished your tape, your mounting tape, to the pattern that you're about to peel off, because you don't want it to stick to this stuff. You want it to come off and stick to here. If I get upset, if I don't like how this, because these tapes can sometimes leave a little dull spot. If I don't want that, I would put a top coat over this. I've put a top coat on this one, so I'll show you the difference. Where's my tweezers? Here's my picker, here's my tweezers. There we go. So this is going to take a second because I have to peel it back carefully, because even though I burnished the daylights out of this, there will still always be stuff that wants to stick to the backing paper. Okay, I got a little stucky spot right here. And this wants to stick. I see what's happening. I see why it's peeling that way. Some of these foils I have to use a harder depth, deeper pressure with my cutter to get them to cut all the way through. It's usually the glitter foils that do that. And I didn't get that one out. That's why that's doing that. I didn't pull my center out. I'll do that when it's on the cup. It'll be easier. So when you have them cut deeper, sometimes it cuts into the mounting paper and you have to go really slowly to try to get this stuff off because it will want to pull the paper off with the, here we go. It'll want to pull the paper off on top of releasing the letters. So you can see I got that little piece of white in there. And I'll show you this up close once I get this all off. I gotta get my dot from my eye. Come on. Come on, you little stinker. I see you there. I don't know about anybody else. I talk to my projects all the time. It can weird people out. But I feel like if I talk to my projects, maybe they might listen to me and do what I want. Yeah, I know. Just another one of those things that happens. Oh, come on, stick. Any of you who've had a Cricut and done this stuff knows where the challenges with this thing is. Now, if you don't have a Cricut Maker, you can draw these letters on yourself. You can handwrite them. You can get stencils, and you can always message me and ask me to make something like this for you. Depending on what it is, I can't tell you how much it's going to cost, but it's never very expensive. So, let me know if that's something you'd like. Oh, good, the center of this one came out too. See if I got my tweezers still sitting around next to me. I had them a minute ago. This is every time I do something, I find where I screwed it up. Oh well. Won't be the first, won't be the last. Okay, that came out well. I gotta get this little center piece out of this one. There we go. Get all of this off. Now the problem is I got the backing paper stuck to the dot on the eye. I'm annoyed. I might just have to use a little piece of something and make an eye dot on there, or maybe even the dot for the eye on there, or maybe I'll even put, oh, that's gonna be pretty. A little jewel or something there. Sorry, I was paying attention to what I was doing, lost my words. So now I'm gonna rub the lettering down and rub our little snowflakes. I'm gonna take my picker and carefully lift the edge of the film. And if you notice, I'm not pulling up like this. I'm rolling it back. It reduces the tension on whatever it is you're releasing. And I promise you, I don't want to rip up foil and rip up my letters. So I'm going very carefully because I'm going to have a letter that wants to be a stinker. Right there it is. There we go. Slowly but surely. So now I've got our winter on here, and it's a little twist right there. So I'm going to have to get at it with a tweezer and straighten that out. There we go. Oh, I didn't even have to get the tweezer. All I had to do is just get my finger out of it all. And there's a little funny spot right there because there's a piece of stuff stuck under there. So this is, this is not uncommon. This kind of stuff happens when you do these vinyls. There we go. Out of the way. And now we're going to put the joy on.
Okay, and again, it's going to be a careful peel back. Oh, it's going to do the same thing on this one. This is the first time I've had this kind of an issue with this, but I had to cut deeper because it wasn't cutting through the glitter film, and now the glitter film, or the glitter vinyl, the more pressure actually is making it want to kind of not peel off, because it wants to make the paper that it's mounted to got a little cut, and it wants to take that paper and keep stuck. I don't know if I'm actually making sense. I know what I'm saying. I know the words that are coming out of my mouth don't necessarily match the thoughts. All right, let me show you what I'm talking about. When I cut this, you can see that it's taking a little bit of the paper because I had to use extra pressure. This glitter vinyl can be a little challenging to cut through. So when I did it with normal pressure, it wouldn't cut through it all the way. So I put more pressure on it. And not only did it cut through the vinyl well, but it cut into the paper, and the glitter vinyl is a little extra adhesive. So then instead of peeling off easily, it wants to peel off that silicone sheet on top of there. I hope that made, I think I tried that one in English this time, so maybe, you know, that made a little more sense. Okay, now I gotta turn this towards me. I'm actually putting this in my lap for a second because there's just a little glare. And I need no glare to center my word. Nope, that's not centered. That's still not centered. So you got to do this very carefully because it's very, and there we go. Okay, so we got Winter Joy. Still not quite centered, but the last time I put it down, the letters started grabbing. So I had to say, okay, I'm done. Okay, so I pulled that off. We've got our Winter Joy. It's a little off center, but it's awfully cute. And down here, now what I'm going to do with this, let me see if I've got it right here. I had to take my foil adhesive, dip in, and around the bottom where all of that weird glittery chunkiness that I didn't like showed up, we're going to make it even better. So I'm just taking a little bit of Artsyville foil adhesive, painting it around the base. Clearly, I'm not taping off. I'm not trying for perfection. Hand-painted items should have some flaws in them because that's part of hand-painted. If it didn't have slight imperfections, it'd be machine-made, and what fun is that? Okay, so I've got that one done with the foil adhesive. I'm going to move my jar back. I've got the bottom of my cup done. Now, I could make it frosty, like I did this, or we could use our silver tinsel glitter. And I love silver tinsel glitter. I'm sorry, I just do. So that's what we're going to do. Now, I'm going to be smart and give myself a little bit of a pore cover here. Now, yesterday I explained why I don't wait for my foil adhesive to dry when I'm using it for glitter, and it's very simple. When it's damp like this, I can press more glitter into it. It kind of squishes in and adheres better than if I wait until it's dry, because then my coating is just a little bit thinner. But I do use the adhesive as opposed to anything else because I want it to really be grabbed on there. The adhesive works its best like that for me. Now, I've tried it with other products with glitter. The foil adhesive, when I do it this way, I find is my most successful results. I'm sure some of you have other ways of doing things that are equally successful. I'm just sharing mine. So I'm taking this, I'm just rolling it in the little extra glitter that's spilled. Okay, how fun is that? Winter Joy. And this is a very subtle one. And we all know I don't normally do subtle. Normally it's big, it's loud, it's bold. Let me get that tinsel back in there. Put my piece of foil. That piece of foil might have to go into the garbage instead of into the scraps, because that I send everybody, because I think all those glitter would be all over everything in the scrap bag. And I'm gonna go home covered in tinsel because I kind of didn't bother to put an apron on. Okie dokie. So this one, here's what we're gonna do. I have my words. So the first thing we're gonna do is take some gold foil. Now this one we did the same way, and you can see we painted it with our metallic black set coat to get it to that color. So the first thing I'm going to do is take a little piece of gold foil. Set it to the side. I'm trying to get a system down that when I use something, I put it somewhere and it doesn't go back into the pile of stuff I need to not use. So I got my garbage pile. That's the problem. I have piles of stuff everywhere. And you can see what it's like around here. I'm already grabbing some of the tinsel glitter on here. Okay, so this is my gold foil, and I crunched it up. And I've got the not pretty side out. So we're gonna pounce this all over. And when I use up a spot of foil, I just open it up and re-crunch it and stick it to someplace else. And look. So I kind of get this veiny, thready kind of look. And then obviously I have to release something over it. So I'm going back and forth whether I want to do pewter or if I want to do black. And I so rarely do really black. That's what I think I'm going to do today. So I'm going to take a piece of our black metallic foil. Yes, we even have black foil. So for those of you looking for black metallic foil, especially with the Halloween coming up next weekend, we do indeed have it. And I'm going to put my cup down just like I did last time. Wrap my foil around it. Watch, this one will wrap perfectly. Okay. And you see, if you look, you can see the color change here, that it looks a little cloudy, and it's already releasing on here. I don't even have to, you can notice sometimes if I don't have to, I don't use a scrub brush. I only use it if I absolutely need it. Like if I'm having a spot that I can't get things into, or if I'm trying for uniformity over a whole large surface, a lot of times I just rub it with my hands. All right, let's peel this back. Oh, that is cool. So you can see those gold threads through there. And then you even see the pewter color, that the metallic gray, not pewter, like almost gunmetal, that happens where the foil adhesive doesn't release foil. So that's really cool. I'm going to go back over this once more. And this time I might even use a scrub brush just to see if I can get it into some of those crevices that my hands don't shove it down into. And I'm not scrubbing hard because I don't want to scratch what I've already laid down. Yep, that got me a little more opacity. Come back down here on the bottom half, see what I can do down here. And I'm really, seriously, I'm scrubbing like this. I'm not, you can see, I didn't even make my hand red. I am just brushing it across the surface.
Now, I was going to be on earlier, but Artistic Painting Studio came on with her live, and I didn't want y'all to have to choose, so I waited until she finished so you could see her and see me. Because I know a lot of you like to watch both of us. And we appreciate that. Okay, so now I've created this. We've got grays, we've got golds, we've got some tinsel glitter sticking to it, but we have created some wonderful colors and textures. So I'm gonna set that aside, see if I can get my light. My light has a head on it that even though I've got it cranked, it just kind of does this. Hey Dana, nice to see you. So maybe now you can catch that gold thread sparkling through here a little bit better. And what I'm gonna do is what I would do for somebody who's not crazy about having the possibility of having any matte marks come up when you put the lettering down and you remove the transfer tape. That can happen with foil. So I would take something like our Faux Effects, let's see, this is AquaGuard Gloss. I pour into smaller jars for my use in the studio. And I put a very thin coating on here. Now I'll put the lettering and stuff on here in about 15 minutes after we finish with our other one. Because this will be dry enough for me to do that now. Normally I would tell everybody to, put this on and give it a couple hours to dry, but we're pushing it for a live. All right, so I've got a nice coating on there. It's nice and glossy still. That'll be dry to the touch in 15 minutes or so, and I can put my lettering on there. And what I cut out is the word celebrate with a couple little champagne glasses for that one. And we'll come back to it in a little bit. I have other things for us to enjoy and work on while that sets up. Okay, so now we have our cup. This one, I did put our AquaGuard gloss on it because I have experience. I don't have so much trouble with it with something like this that has matte and shiny spots with the transfer tape. But something that's glittery and glossy like this, the transfer tape where I pull it back and leave the letters, it almost looks like it's faded. So this time I made a point of not having that happen. I wanted to make sure that it was uniformly glossy, so I put a coat of AquaGuard on like I just did the other one. Now, I've got my Noel for one side and I've got a Christmas tree to put in another spot. So let's hope this will all release well, because it sure didn't have any problems. Oh, this is... Okay, now what I'm using here is something, it's also by Cricut, but they have little rolls for, I think, that little Cricut machine that they have, and I can't remember what it's called. But this is off of what's known as a smart roll, which is several feet long and 6 inches wide, and I just got it because I like the silver, because everything I cut just fits into the size of, I cut it to fit to size. I don't just cut random pieces of vinyl. So it didn't matter to me how wide it was. I knew what I could do with it. So I'm going to take the Noel. I just want to check and see where all of my stuff is so I don't set it into glitter. Okay, there we go. Rub that down with my fingers, get all the letters adhered. I think that's called an umlaut. At least that's, I think, what it was called in German. I don't know what the heck it's called in English. But that's what I vaguely remember from my language classes. No, I don't speak any language well other than English, and some days English is a challenge for me. But I have family that is French. I have family that is Italian. I have family that speaks... I have a lot of family that speaks a lot of languages I don't. God love them for it. Okay, the smart vinyl wants to stick to the backing, but doesn't want to stick to the cup. All right, this may not be successful. I may have to come back and do this one again because it's not wanting to stick, and I know why. There's a light coating of glitter on here, and this does not like my backing material. So I might need a different transfer tape. So as we can see, sometimes things don't work, and that's okay. So I'm just going to take that dot off of that one. We're going to put our tree on here, and I'll just cut another Noel in a different material that I know will stick better. Let me peel off the glitter. Let's see how we do with that. Let's see if I can get a better... I used all the sticky stuff on here to take all the extra glitter. Here, that's what I'm going to do with this extra one. There's no loose glitter. And if you look at the back of this, you can see that I picked up some loose glitter on there. So that was 100% my fault. I love the way this material cuts. I think I need to use... This is not Cricut brand backing tape, and that might be part of the problem too. I wouldn't be surprised, because that's the first time I've had trouble with that vinyl. Okay, so here's my Christmas tree. We're going to get it on here. Now this is the glitter vinyl, and it can be a little difficult. Just like cutting it, it can have its challenges peeling it back because it's a little stiffer, so it doesn't want to bend as easily sometimes around things. And we're bending the tree a little bit around the shape of the cup. Okay, got it all off. Let's burnish her down. I want to make sure it sticks very well. Now, sometimes when you get something like this, you might have a little pleat right there because you're working with a curve. And I'm going to show you how to deal with that. Do I have it right here? I should. I set everything right here, but that doesn't mean that's where it is. There is an X-Acto knife in mystery land on this table, so I grabbed another. All I do is I go up under the fold. Here's one I can show you. Clip it a little bit, and then fold it back down on top of itself so you don't have any funny raised bumps. And it really makes a huge difference in how this actually ends up looking. No odd little wrinkles. There we go. And it's fixed. So now I don't have that bubble that was there because it was pleated. I just simply trimmed it and refolded it, and it smoothed it out. It's perfect that way. All right, so we're gonna set that one aside. And that one, obviously, I have to get a new Noel for. I'm so bummed that I did that to that. I'm so annoyed with myself for it. Oh well, another day, another thing to figure out. And let's grab a couple of our other things while I'm just waiting for the AquaGuard gloss to firm up a little. This is dry to the touch now, but I just want it a little firmer before I start sticking anything adhesive on it. Now, I had this ornament that I completed yesterday. And this side I'm not going to put any writing on because it's multi-textural and I don't want to do that. Let's see. I am going to then, well, let's give it a little burnish because I seem to be having a little trouble today with certain things, and this might be one of them. All right, come on, be nice. Come on off. I appreciate everybody's patience with this. I'm surprised at how temperamental this stuff is being today. It's not usually like that for me. I did put a fresh knife blade in there just the other day, so that might be part of it too. Sometimes the cutting gets a little crazy. Okay. this one's peeling off the backing better than the glitter. The glitter one was just, and I have to tell you, I've had issues with this all day today, so I have to say that it's me, because normally I don't have any problems with this, and everything I've done with this today has been a challenge. So I really own the fact that this is the problems I'm having are me. I must have cut that little Christmas tree 5 times because for whatever reason I could not place the vinyl in a way that it got cut correctly. And I still to this moment I cannot figure out what dumb thing I did that makes it that way. Okay, so let's put this right. Now, all of these have had AquaGuard gloss on it too, so there should not be any of the pull-up mark on here that we sometimes see on foils. So let me take this, give it a little buff, get it all down to the surface. And I see one little spot that I missed when I was doing my weeding. And again, you can see I'm not pulling it straight up. I'm rolling it parallel to the surface because that gives less tension when I need to lay everything down. Okay, there's a little funny spot right there. And I may have to clip that because sometimes these things, even when you lay them out perfectly, they can have a little bubble. Now this is a holographic vinyl that I picked up, and it looks purple in one direction and then it picks up other colors in other directions, and it's really cool stuff. And through the backing film, through the transfer tape, it likes to sorry, I'm paying attention to what I'm doing. I'm trying to anyway. So it likes to change colors, and it looked really beautiful blue-green. Sorry, I had to spill that out before I forgot what I was saying one more time. But on this, it has this very subtle flip from purple to a green. And let me clip that right there. There we go. Let me get that laying down correctly. There we go. Now again, very subtle, but I like how you only see the Noel on it as it changes the light, so that you really have to look at that. And if I catch the light right on this, it flashes bright green. If I can get that so you can catch that green in there, but it doesn't want to show it. It doesn't show as nicely on camera. And we've had a couple people come by who are local to me, and they're like, yeah, you're right. This stuff doesn't show as intensely on camera as it does in person, but I love that. You can see that little bit of green in there. So we've got our Noel done, and again, I will top coat over this to preserve the vinyl lettering. I don't want to have anything happen that'll peel back. Now this is for a family friend. Remember the young boy, the young man that I was making the lemur buckets for? Well, Lindsay also gets Christmas ornaments, and he's from a Swedish family. So they're actually Swedish-speaking Finns, sorry, not Finnish-speaking Swedes. Swedish-speaking Finns, there's an area in Finland that borders Sweden, and they speak Swedish. So this is the front of the ornament, and his favorite color is yellow, so we had to go gold. So this is going to be the back, and in Swedish, Merry Christmas is Gott Jul. Now, I'm probably pronouncing it badly because I don't speak Swedish. But my friend's family, I've heard it enough times, so I know I'm fairly close. Sorry if I butchered it. So I'm going to peel this back again. And I used, this one I just used like an old English font on my Cricut Maker and did it because some things I can find in certain languages and some things I can't when I go and search Cricut Maker images. So they'll give me stuff in Spanish and Italian, but Swedish doesn't seem to be in their current repertoire. Come on out. Knowing me, I'm not using the right tape again. I've probably got the wrong backing tape and I'm using stencil adhesive or something because I don't always have things marked and then I use the wrong thing and make my life harder. It wouldn't be the first time. You all see me do some stuff that had me and everybody else going, really, what were you thinking? Okay, so we've got the Godhjul. I'm going to turn it this way just because I need to see it to center it. Now, this is a tiny ornament, so actually placement's pretty darn important. And then I might handwrite his name in between there, just so that Lindsay really knows it's from me. He's my bud. Now that's just grabbed on there nice and easily. I was going to say that and then it's going to give me a hard time. And see that? Now we have another double-sided ornament. And how cute are these? Again, that will be top-coated with AquaGuard. And I think we're going to do our last ornament, and then I'll come back and put the lettering on the cup. And like I said, we're going to hold off on doing the epoxy since there's a fly floating around here that I really, really don't want to have to fight with. Okay, I have also family that's Italian. So I'm doing a Buon Natale for them. Each side is going to get it coming down this way, or actually, let me see how I want to do it, because it's going to have to be the same on both. So I think I'm going to do it this way on both sides, but each of these vinyls are ever so slightly different. One's plain, one's glittery. I, honest to God, don't remember which is which. So whatever I might have had planned for that, I don't have planned anymore because I can't remember. And we're going to peel this back, and same as before, this is very familiar. So all of these Christmas ornament shapes that you've seen me working on the last few days, the truck, the bear, the truck, the gingerbread man, the tags, and we're getting in some other really cute ones, are all coming in the next few days. We're getting little snowmen, and we're getting a couple others that I placed the orders. I don't remember after about 2 minutes what I've ordered until it shows up. And we have bigger ones that are coming that I know we've got some, let's see, what have we got? I know we've got some Christmas ornament shapes. We've got Christmas stockings that are beyond adorable shapes. And can't remember what else. So we're going to have lots of shapes for you to work with. We already have a ton of shapes in stock. So don't hesitate to check us out on paintedstudio.com, looking for both the foils and the adhesives and the shapes. So we have it all there. And of course, if you don't find what you're looking for, reach out to me. I bet I got it somewhere. Because while I try to get everything handled, which way? Let me try this way. Yeah, might be the best way to do it so I don't get letters into the tag hole up here. I just put that on straight and then, nope, actually that's pretty straight. If it's not straight, no, my family will have to live with it. So really, I'm only rubbing down the letters. I don't want to need to stick the adhesive for the backing film tight to the surface. Okay. Wow, I actually got the right one on the right side. I'm impressed with me. Because originally I thought to put this one on this side and the other on the other side. I'm impressed that I actually got it done. So that says Buon Natale on that side. We're going to turn it over like that. Okay. I think I'm just going to do it so, yeah. Sorry, thinking placement, whether I wanted to mirror it or if I wanted to do something different. And yeah, I'm going to mirror it. So I'm just going to rub these letters on here. See if that, nope, that didn't help any more than burnishing it with a burnisher. I'm looking for ways to have it grab off of the backing paper easier. A little less work for me to inch it off of this stuff. Okay, I forget what I'm saying with words, but this is backing paper, and this is transfer tape. So sorry for everybody who's had no idea what I was talking about this film, that film. It's backing paper and transfer tape. Forgive me for being such a bonehead and not being able to get the names of everything out. I've been here a lot this week. I've done a lot of videos. I think I'm just slowly starting to lose my mind. And as some in my family would say, it's not a big loss. But I kind of enjoy it when I have it. Okay. Now, fair warning, we are still open to the public, and we've had a lot of walk-in traffic today. So somebody might come in. Okay, and so it says Buon Natale there. And again, both sides of this will be coated with AquaGuard gloss from Faux Effects to protect it. That's not the one I wanted. This is the one I wanted. All right, so our last cup to work on with our lettering today is going to be the Celebrate. And we're just going to wrap this around the cup and hope. I'm going to take a little grab here. Oh, yeah, it's almost perfect. And honestly, if I put it on here on an angle like that, that's okay. If I want to wrap it around evenly, that works too. Actually, I think to make this a little easier on myself, I'm going to cut the Celebrate and the champagne glasses separately, just to make sure that I don't end up with things wrapped up funny, because that champagne glass will kind of mess up the way I see things to align the lettering. Okay, let's peel that. Come on. Oh, for God's sake, peel off. There we go. Let's try this again. I want to give an extra little rub because it seems very loosely mounted right now. I get all excited when it keeps rolling and nothing's sticking, and then all of a sudden something grabs. And I'm like, ah, crap, I gotta fix that. So I've got my Celebrate on, and it's, I got the E on my finger. So when I peel this off, I obviously have to stick the E down. I'm like, why does that say Celebrat? Where did the E go? I'm still pulling a little bit back with this, simply because that foil, that Artsyville, God, I keep saying Artsyville foil adhesive when what I mean is Faux Effects AquaGuard was not completely 100% dry, but it'll work just fine. It won't hurt anything. Okay, let me get my E on here. Okay, there we go. It says celebrate. And I know it's slightly angled, but that's okay. Celebrations can go in all directions, so I'm embracing that. I'm just accepting it for what it is. Again, hand painted, hand created, has some flaws. I am not, obviously, an OCD perfectionist. I've, over a lot of years, come to accept that nothing I do is absolutely perfect, and that's the perfection of it in and of itself. Now, if I could just be as accepting about the size of my butt. Yes, I'm letting that hang there. And that was not a fish for compliments. Everybody knows that, you know, you have stuff about yourself you love, and you have stuff about yourself that maybe could benefit from a little improvement. Okay, we got our champagne glasses off. I'm going to look in the back. I'm going to try to come close to centering it between, so I think my letters and there, so there's my center spot. And let's put that right there. Okay, because it's got a little star at the top, so I didn't want to lose the star off the edge. But I also didn't want to go below the curve, which starts making these shapes harder to adhere when you have to bend them and pleat them like we did with the Christmas tree. So now we can pull it off. You can see I'm peeling gently because, again, I just put top coat on here, so I don't want to pull hard and shred that up. So look how cute that is. There's champagne glasses, there's the Celebrate. So I will kind of fill you in on the plans for what we're going to do next. Obviously, all of these need some epoxy. Our cup here, I'm going to put a little extra AquaGuard on here, seal up some of this so I can actually get our our Noel on this. And then I think this one, I have this awesome, we carry this awesome bronze and black and gold tiger eye glitter, so that'll get mixed into the glitter that goes on this. We'll probably add some extra glitter in this, and maybe even in this. Who knows? But I've got plans. How they're going to get completed yet, I'm not 100% sure, because probably by Monday I'll have changed my time. Tuesday, when I'm back here again, I will have changed my mind again like 4 or 5 times, because I've never done that before. Let's see if I can get the camera up. So, all right, everybody, let me scroll back and see if I missed any questions. Sorry for my fingers in front of the lens. Come back in with everything. Okay. Sharon is still running her air conditioner. God bless her. Okay. Hey, Minetta, and gosh, Sandra, everybody, thank you also for popping in. Joyce, hi, how are you? Kate? Dana, hi, how are you? Okay, I think we've kind of gone through, and Rima's here, and Amy. Amy does the same. Wow, you guys are all awesome. Thank you so much for popping by, and Maddie and Pam, thank you all. All right, if you have any questions over what I was doing, and I didn't babble the answer out, because I know I babble. It's a hazard from having to talk into a camera with nobody answering me all the time. Post the questions. I will read it. I will come back and answer it.
And I always try to give as thorough an explanation as possible. Sometimes my explanations in writing are actually better because I'm not distracted when I'm giving them. And I'm more than happy to answer any questions. If you're not comfortable asking a question publicly or in the thread, don't hesitate to message us. We'll figure it out together. That's what I'm here for. All right, everybody, please use that little arrow button that's right down here. If you have, I think it's on almost every device that the sprinkle button is right here, and just share the love. Next week, we're going to come up with our contest, and it's going to be a good one. I think we're going to make it Halloween related. Still working out the details. All right, everybody, have a wonderful Saturday evening. Thanks. Bye-bye.